day. Where's the government? First official day. I guess we should talk about the government shutdown. Big news. Um, so it's October the 1st.
First of the month.
First of the month. Markets are slightly up today, even with the government shutdown. Um, might be just the money rolling in, the automatic money that comes in every month into the different ETFs and mutual funds
hmm
and whatnot. That might be it. But market was down this morning, 0.5%, close to it, and then rallied up. So
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
not.
you had the government shutdown. You had they said some weak private sector job data that came out. So
Mm-hmm.
it
Yep.
kind of shrugged it off, shrugged it right off. Here we
Yeah.
go.
So if the government is shut down, we won't get any jobs numbers this week. And did you know that under Trump, there's been 5 government shutdowns?
I did not know it was that many.
This is number 5. Yeah.
And it's been
He
what, like 5 or 6 years now since the last one? Is that right?
I don't know. The last one might have been under his watch. He had, I guess, 4 the first term.
Well, it
Um,
is because his is the longest in history, 35 days. I do know that.
yeah, yeah. So average time is about 2 weeks, and that's what the prediction markets are saying right now. And these prediction markets are pretty cool. I mean, I guess they're just people betting on the result.
Hmm.
I don't know
Well,
how
I
they're
noticed
allowed to
they've
bet
been
on
pretty
stuff,
on the
but
spot too. They've been pretty accurate.
yeah. I mean, but that is the average, so they're betting on the average. And I think it's a 50-50 bet. They don't know. I don't think anybody can know unless they're on the inside as one of the negotiators or something. Um,
That's true.
but so government shutdown, stock market not affected since it's all private. But if the numbers are not there, the Fed is still at work. They're still working. So they're still going to have their meeting and they're still going to decide on what to do with rates, but they won't have any more information. So it'd be interesting what they say. They might pass or they might actually just cut just for safety's sake. Um, and then the most of the people that will be affected are going to be travelers, people on Medicare, Medicaid.
Mhm.
Um, and I saw my post office worker, my post lady. I guess you can't call him a postman anymore, but my post lady was at work
Post
today.
person.
Yeah, my post person, she was out there delivering the mail. So the post service is supposed to be shut down um, to some degree.
But probably your national parks will be closed.
The parks, the monuments, all that stuff, yeah, because that's like non-essential. So shut that stuff down. We're not saving any money because those people still get paid when they come back. So it's like, okay. But um,
It is interesting. He's threatening to permanently get rid of some jobs, whatever they will be.
yes, so there's going to be, according to him, he wants to fire people. Um, and so we'll see what happens. Mr. Trump actually released a AI video of himself firing Jerome Powell.
Oh,
Like
really?
when it was like an apprentice type thing where he was in the boardroom and he's like, "You're fired,"
You're
and,
fired.
and it was to Jerome Powell. So I was like, "Oh man, come on! Like, how do you get time to do all this stuff? Unless somebody made it and he just posted it, or somebody else controls his account, probably. I don't know."
Ugh, who
Uh,
knows?
but yeah. So not only that, but now you can get your drugs from Trump RX. I
Trump
don't know if you
RX. Yeah, I saw
heard
that.
about that. That's in
Yeah, I did.
like, okay. So so he goes and he says, right, we're going to put all these tariffs on drug companies because you're not making your drugs in the US, so we want you to build plants here. So they're like, okay, Eli Lilly is building a plant here in Houston. It's like a $5 billion plant. Um, and so they're like, okay, but that's going to take years to build, right? Anything we build is going to take a long time. So what do we do in the meantime to get rid of these tariffs? And he's like, well, you should like, give us the best rates for Medicare and Medicaid. So they're
Yeah,
like,
don't worry about that.
yeah. So Pfizer came out yesterday and they said, okay, because they're already giving the best rates. Like they're going to give pretty close rates.
hmm
So their revenue is not going to change at all, very much at all. It's not affecting them, but they got all their tariffs wiped away by making a deal with Trump yesterday. So that's a pretty good deal for them.
Right.
And
You got to
probably,
see our other one's going to fall in line, right?
yeah, they probably will. I mean,
Probably.
it's become like a bullying game. It's like, you do what I want, or I'm going to do this to you. So, um, and then let's keep talking about Trump. Like, the government has also taken a share of another company. I think this is the third company in at least 3 weeks. Lithium Americas, which is a
Mhm.
lithium mine and lithium mining company. LAC is the ticker. They've
Yep.
taken a 5% share in the company and a 5% share in the mine. Or that's the report. That's what's probably going to the final version of it. Um, I'm not sure how I feel about this. Now, I think it's better than just the government just giving out grants and free money. But when the government is picking and choosing what companies
Mhm.
to give money to and invest in,
It feels a
there's
little Chinese to me.
yeah, it feels a
The
little
word, it feels like a
socialist,
little bit,
you
yeah,
know,
it does to
it
me.
feels a little communist or socialist or
Mhm.
whatever it's called. But there's also it's ripe for, giving your buddy a deal, discrimination, all that stuff that we're trying to get away from with all these bureaucracy and processes that they have to make it an even playing field. So it's like we get away from it, but then we get brought back to that because I mean, like, if the government's going to make a decision, we're going to buy a company. Which one? Well, I know the guy who works over here. Oh, I know the owner of this one. Okay, we'll go buy that one. It's like they're getting sweetheart deals, stuff. I mean, I don't know if this one is, but it's the potential is there for that.
Hmm.
So I'm not liking it, but the stock is up big. It might continue to rally, so watch it. If we can make money off of it, we will. We will do that.
We're
So
traders after all.
yeah, we got to trade. So you take a look at what's going on. And I don't care if you agree with it or if you don't agree with it. Don't make a difference. If we can make money off of it, then we should, I think. Because whether we do or not, it doesn't affect the company, doesn't affect the politics, doesn't affect anything else. It's like,
Right. I mean, I align myself with that for
hmm
sure.
yeah. I know we had one student who was asking like, do you are you making the world better by trading options?
Right.
And I was like, okay, there's a short answer and there's a long answer. The short
Hmm.
answer is me individually, probably not. I'm not like, I'm not
Right.
moving mountains with this stuff. Um, and if options were not there, yeah, the markets would be a little bit different. But we're not like environmental activists or anything where we're changing a company's thought process or how they manage or how they do their business.
Yeah.
Whether we trade a company or not makes no difference to the company. In the big scheme of things, do options make the financial markets more stable? Possibly. I mean, you could argue that either way. They're good for hedging, so that's why they were actually invented. Now they're used mainly for speculating, but professionals still use them for hedging. Um,
Make it more efficient.
yeah, I mean, it's more efficient and it provides jobs to people. It provides infrastructure, all that kind of stuff. Um, this company or this country is not a manufacturing country anymore. We're not a industrial powerhouse. We are now mostly a thought knowledge worker based company
Mhm.
and financial company or financial country, and this is part of that.
Yeah.
So, the answer really is I don't think,
It's,
we're hurting or helping in one way or the other. Um, but yeah, I
I
mean,
think if you're investing in a company, you can have that moral feel, right? You can do the research and morally, feel good about your decisions, right? If
hmm
you're investing in, so you can go that far at least.
yeah. Like I try to stay away from sin stocks. That's just me, like gun manufacturers or alcohol
Oh,
producers.
did you just say sin socks? Like
Sin,
SIN?
yeah,
Okay, all
SIN,
right.
yeah,
I didn't thought so.
they're called sin, because they're like doing bad stuff.
You're not in the Ruger, huh?
No, I'm not. I've never, no. So no gun stuff, no, no alcohol producers or makers or anything. I have traded casinos, so they are also sin stocks, but I've traded those. And then you could argue, the cannabis and the weed stuff. I've bought, I have an ETF in that, so
Right. But
it's
that's
pick
your
and choose.
personal choice, you know? I think that's wonderful.
It's pick and choose. But I think it all makes a market. And then the other thing is you don't know. You don't know what the companies are doing. Um, so like Microsoft, right? They sell their stuff to governments and companies around the world.
Mhm.
And so they were having their all hands meeting or whatever with the CEO, and a lot of the, maybe not a lot, but at least a few of the employees got up and started screaming, "Hey, why are you doing business with Israel, who's doing war crimes?"
Right.
Um, and it's a very difficult, those people eventually got thrown out and fired, but it's a very difficult situation for companies. And we were to say, okay, let's say, if we take that same stance, we're like, okay, we feel the same way. Do we invest in Microsoft? What if I already have 1,000 shares? Or, it's been really good to me. I don't want to sell. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to go to Meta? They probably do the same thing. Google probably do the same thing. It's just
Right.
like,
So
I don't really have a choice.
yeah, there really isn't. I think back to remember DuPont, right? With their whole environmental
With the
problem.
Teflon.
Right, yeah, I hear it. Yeah. So I mean, you don't really know sometimes till later about what the company is actually doing, right? So it comes down to a personal decision, but at least you have a decision.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And then, so I think, so what do you think is going to happen with the stock market and the shutdown?
I think most people, most investors have, it's kind of like, okay, this is just another, like we've been desensitized to a certain degree about what happens. And I think that most people are just kind of shrugging it off and in their mind, it's just going to happen because of the past, even though we've had a few shutdowns, right, that we talked about, that they're more or less only last a couple weeks at most. They're eventually going to find a resolution, whether it's a few days or a couple weeks, but it will be done, right? The government will have to function. So I think most people in the short term, they just kind of shrug it off in their minds, right? It's just business as usual. So I don't really, and I agree with that. I don't think it's going to be
But what do you think the
that.
market's
It's
going to,
something to keep an
how's
eye
the
on,
market
for
going to
sure.
react?
I think as it goes on, if it goes on longer, it will start reacting more negative. But in the short term, I'm talking like the next week or so, I don't anticipate really anything too
Okay.
worried.
And if we do get like some kind of resolution, I don't think we see a uptick in the market based on that
I
either.
don't, yeah, I do. I agree. I think it'll be muted at most.
So it's either bad or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, relatively flat, I would say.
Right. Like
Maybe a
today, yeah.
small uptick, right?
Yeah. So today the SPX is up 0.3%. The RUT's flat. Oil is down 1%. Oil's taking a tumble lately.
It
Um,
has, yeah, day after day.
Nasdaq's up 0.5%. Dow's up 0.1. Gold is flat. VIX is at 16. Um, and Bitcoin is at almost 118. So,
Yeah. So,
um, but we still have, several companies that are making new 52-week highs on a daily basis. I was going through the watch list today, and I'm seeing companies that are doing well, but I'm also seeing companies that are turning over, meaning that they're
mhm.
either moving flat or they're flat to low now instead of flat to higher. Um, you know, and so that's it's a bit of a concern, but we've seen that in the past, like the most of the SPX moves and the Nasdaq moves are, you know, tied to the AI names and the short or the top few names, right? The Mag 7, whatever they call them. But I think the AI, Nvidia hit an all-time high yesterday, so I can't say that the 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 shine is gone, but it's not jumping, and the AI stocks are not jumping as much as they were. So um, now it's more of a news type event. Like if they have,
Hmm.
oh, so and so made a deal with somebody with this other company, then the stock might jump. Other than that, it's not doing it on its own. So that's
Right.
interesting. That's a switch. And so so this week, actually last week, I was working on content for the club. And if you don't know what the club is, it's our newest product that we're rolling out. Basically, it's a really rebrand or rechange for the whole OptionGenius company. We're going to be basically pivoting in a way. Uh, Before, like right now, we have memberships where you can get trades, we have courses, we have coaching, we have books, and you can buy each of those things on its own. And it's kind of like a choose your own adventure where you pick and choose what you want to buy and where you want to go, what you want to learn, and all that stuff. And we're actually thinking, and we're going to be revamping that and putting everything in the club. And the whole goal of that is for people to be like, okay, hey, I want to learn how to trade. Great. Let's figure out number one, where you are right now. What do you know? What your experience level is? And then once we know that, then we know what else you need to know and what you need to do in order to move up to the level that you want to get to. So it's like, where are you now? Where do you want to go? And how do we get you there? And that's the whole point of the club. So it's not a choose your own adventure anymore. It's a step by step. It's like a yellow brick road, right? So you're on the yellow brick road, you're just following the road, winding, 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 learning as you go along, doing the tasks, doing the exercises, doing the trades. And as you do them and as you follow along, you get guidance, you get help, um, and it makes it more interesting, and it makes it more of a not a game, but it makes it more like, hey, I want to get to the next level. I want to
Right.
keep going. I want to keep going. And so I'm putting all the content together, and I'm taking, okay, we got this course, and where does this go, and where does that go, and where do I want to teach this, and what level does this belong on? So I'm kind of stuck now because we have something that we teach in the passive trading formula, which is how to build a watch list of stocks, right? That you're going to trade. This is to me something super, super important because one of the biggest reasons that people fail or lose money when they're trading or they're selling options is because they're selling options on the wrong stocks
Hmm.
and they don't understand the difference between selling it on, a Bitcoin ETF versus Walmart. There's two different things, two different reasons to own them. Um, and both of them can be on your watch list, but you have to understand what's the strategy about and which ones to sell options on and what strategies to use when you're selling those. So the whole thing, like the watch list is super important. But when we put it in the passive trading formula course, we put it pretty early, So before we taught any of the strategies, we're like the first thing we want to do is we want you to understand which stocks to trade. This is why it's important. And then we went into how we did it. And it was basically two of the modules of the whole course. And I think I went and part of the homework was that you had to come up with 200 stocks that would fit on your particular watch list and fill out a spreadsheet with all the information on those stocks. And there's a lot of information that we
Yep,
look
that's
at.
arguably the hardest part, the hardest
Yeah.
module, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Usually module one's the
And
easy one, but not in
this
this
is,
case.
I think it's module two and three.
Yeah, I mean, it's early on.
Um, and so, so that there's a lot of information that you have to get. You have to get the beta, you have to get the open interest, you have to get the volume, you have to look at how many strikes there are, and there's a lot more stuff, and it takes time to do it. And the homework is like you have to do it 200 names. And I think that's where most people got stuck.
Right.
Because we do the 200 and then it's like, okay, now we're going to cut it down to 100. Like, why did I do 200? Well, because you have to do it to get it to learn it,
Right. You would
right?
have shortcut the process.
Yeah. Um, so now, and I realized that later on, I was like, okay, too many people are stuck here. They want to get on, they want to do stuff, but they're stuck at this exercise. And so, we tried to give them shortcuts. Like we told them, hey, yeah, there's other people that have done the homework already. You
You
can
can you
you
can
can
kind of peek over there
yeah,
and
you,
see
you
what
can
they
look at
got.
what they've done. Yeah. And then we also have our own watch list internally that we share with people. So, um, we've given that. But so now my conundrum is this, right? I've learned this lesson about the watch list. I think it's important. I think it's helpful. Everybody that does it says, yes, it was a very helpful exercise. Um, and I mean, I use my watch list almost every day.
Mhm.
Where in the club do we teach this? Is my conundrum right now. Um, do we get into um, the strategies first, and then we go into this, or do we do this first? Because, like you said, I mean, as you know, we're going to do 9 levels in the club. So levels 1, 2, 3 are basically, intro to options. 4, 5, and 6 gets into like strategies. Um, and then 7, 8, 9 is really about advanced stuff and scaling. So it's like you got the basics, you got the experience building, and the run of the mill, the bread and butter stuff, and then you have more advanced topics after that. So out of that, in the first 3 levels, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I guess, we have 3 sections. Um, where do you think this would go?
All right. Well, to me, I think it remains in the early area. I would say the first couple of modules would be my thinking because you are in a way that the watch list is there to filter. It's a filtering mechanism to me, right? We're filtering the noise of what's the trading world in a way, right? Once you go through that watch list and you have it, you are going to employ the strategies that we're going to teach later on. So I think that you go to the watch list first because it is filtering all the noise, right? And then I think once you have that watch list, you go through the watch list and then it helps you review, in a sense, pick up on patterns that the market is telling you, and then you can move on. So it also makes the watch list also makes you more efficient in a way. So I think that you would want that early on before you actually do the strategies.
Did you ever have your own watch list before you heard it from me?
I didn't have a watch list as extensive as you, right? I had like more like 5 to 10, I would
Oh,
say,
okay.
right? So but in doing so, I think the most important thing to me of that watch list is that you see the whole market as a whole, right? You see just not a few stocks, right? You see many, right? ETFs, and you see the movement once you go through that watch list is most important. You see how it moves every day, right? We talk about the watch list. Yes, it's tough at first, but then you can become very quick and efficient in how you go through that watch list. So you can learn the market as a whole so much better through the watch list.
Mm-hmm. So, like, with your personal experience, like, okay, once you started using the whole thing, what was the difference? Like, how did you feel doing it versus, having a whole bunch of names versus just a handful?
Um, I think very simply, I felt less confused about the market. Right, because now I could filter, like I said earlier, I could filter the noise. I could filter, okay, this is how the market's moving as a whole. If we're just looking at a few stocks, you just see those, right? If you see everything and you go through it and you say, okay, the market's down or up today, you can go through your whole watch list and kind of get a feel of why that is, right? You can start going to sectors like we talk about and say, okay, all these stocks are up within my watch list. there's something interesting here. Now you can go in deeper. So you go to like second, third level thinking, I think, as opposed to just, you know, just looking at a few. You're just
Mm,
so narrowly focused, right? Um, so I think that's just the biggest takeaway for me. It was just it simplified everything. But you
okay.
have to do the work to get there.
Right, right. And then we have a comment from Jennifer who's saying that I think you should do the watch list fairly early, but then find a way to revisit and maybe revise the watch list later in the program. Maybe you have a watch list section on all three sections. Maybe that's a good idea. Um,
Or
introduce
even
it.
I think an idea is to think about how we would update it, right? The watch list is a constant moving organism in a way, right?
Hmm.
It's different from year to year, right? So um, there's a way of thinking about like what would be that updated version.
Yeah, and that's actually she put another comment after that, and she goes, "Hey, I'm actually thinking I need to review and maybe
Mhm.
revise my watch list based on what I've learned." So as she's learning, she's realizing, "Oh yeah, I don't really want to trade this one. I want to, put some other stuff on there." That's really cool. That's a great
Yeah.
takeaway, Jennifer. Thank you for helping. Um, so I mean, I think it's really important. I think, putting in all three sections, that might actually work. We could introduce it early, give them an exercise, maybe do a handful of them. Um, and then maybe help them out by giving them more as they get into the strategies, and then show them how to revise it. So that might work.
I mean, I think you really have to understand the market as a whole, and how it moves to me, before you start employing the strategy. I mean, you can, right? But it just gives that so much more substance.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then she also posed that we could also have a discussion on how you can use it more strategically, kind of like what Matt said, how to look at it based on sectors. So I think Jennifer, you hit on something really important here that um and it might not have come through in the passive formula course why and how to use the watch list in, and I'll have to go back and check on that. But I know that when we were in the credit spread mastery course, we spent a lot more time going through the watch list and finding trades using it and explaining, what were the differences and what we're seeing from it. I don't know. We might have not done that in the passive course. We just taught them how to do it and how to create it, but not the best
Not in
exact
that
how to use
detail.
it.
Not in that detail, I would say.
Yeah, so I think what's going to happen here now with the club is that everything is going to come together. So, if we're talking about something in one program, is going to the same people will be able to see it in all the programs. So, I think that's another benefit of the club, where if we miss something in one area, we'll be able to, it'll be done somewhere else, so that the same people will be able to see it. So, I think we might have to just redo that section on, or the teachings on the watch list and put it up. So
Right.
that's very helpful. Cool beans. All right. So, um, you got anything else you want to talk about today? Matt?
Particularly. Yeah,
No?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, just one other note on the watch list, I think, or not the watch list, but the club. It's so important, right? That people need that they want to know where they are, right? And I don't think enough people do, right? They're yearning to know where I am, right? Because you can't get somewhere if you don't know where you are. And I think that is a wonderful thing that the club's going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Jennifer posted a comment. She's gonna get mad when she hears this, but you post a comment that I would like to be the person number one in the club. Um, Unfortunately, we already have one person in the club. I had a I had a call with Simon from Australia. So I'm not sure how he booked a call with me. Um, I have no idea how he found my calendar and he booked a call and I saw it on my thing and I'm like, okay, I guess I got to talk. I don't know what I'm talking to this guy
You
about.
just booked the call, you just
He
found it. What?
he just booked a call and he goes, "Hey, I'm from Australia and I got your book. I got your passive book. I read it and he's like, I really loved the story that you guys were talking about the guy on the cruise ship with the Apple shares." He goes, "That's me."
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, I just sold my company. It was a tech company, so I did pretty good. I got my real estate investments. Last year, or this year or last year, I remember. He's like, I've been, kind of buying and selling and buying and selling stocks. But I wanna have some passive income. I want the money coming in, just like you guys were talking about. Like
Mhm.
if I had 1,000 or 5,000 shares, I could just do one trade and I can make a few thousand bucks every week or every month. That would be awesome. He goes, right now, that's all I want to do is just hang out with my kids and my dogs and just enjoy my life. I don't want to have to start another startup or another company. Um, and what do I do? And I'm like, well, have you traded options before? He goes, no, I want to learn. I'm like, oh, okay. Um, I told him like, the thing you really need is you need the club. I was
Mhm.
like, you really need the club, but unfortunately, the club is not ready yet. We're still working on it. Um, and he goes, okay, well, I want to just charge me for it, and whenever it's ready, put me in it. And I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, I just want to join. I'm like, okay, give me your credit card information.
Yeah. But like
So,
you say, it's a path that people need to go on, right? And they
yeah,
can't just jump on the path at level 7, right? So,
yeah.
um,
So he's basically level one. He's
yeah,
brand new. Has not traded an option before. And so I was like, all right, you know what we'll do for you? We'll put you in passive trading formula for now. And then when the club is open, we'll turn everything else on and move you over. And hopefully we're working hard on it. Hopefully the club is going to be ready to go by the end of the month. Um, and Jennifer, I'll reach out to you and we'll see how we can make it happen. And maybe you can be, we'll figure it out. But maybe you can be like 1A in the club. Or, I mean, it's not open yet. So I guess
well, she would be the first American.
the first, there we go.
First one from the US.
Yeah. Maybe we could have multiple people who are the first because it's not open yet. So it's like everybody gets ticket number one, Founders Club, you know? But yeah, so we'll coming out with that soon. We'll put out something where people can join. The other thing we're also looking for is um, people that have read the passive trading book. And if you have read it and if you enjoyed it, we need your feedback. Um, and so if you could reach out to us and say, hey, yeah, I'd like to give some feedback on the book, we will get you something real cool for it for helping us out. So that's gonna be cool. So yeah, so two announcements there, and then today is the final tally of the September SmackDown. And we're also going to start the October SmackDown today.
All right.
So for September, we're going to go through the prices right now. And oops, let me let you share your screen.
All right.
Um, all right, go ahead. And for the October SmackDown, the rules are very simple. Below this video on YouTube, there is a comment section. Put your ticker in the comments of the stock that you think is going to do the best for the month of October. So starting, we're doing the next show on Friday, so that is your deadline. So we need to put your ticker symbol in. So as soon as we start counting, we'll probably start counting on Friday. So put your symbol in. The first one, and it does a time stamping thing. So whoever puts the symbol first gets to use it. You only get one symbol that you can put. And the winner this time, we're going to give you a surprise special bonus. We'll have to
All right.
ship it to you. So it's something pretty cool. Um, I don't even have one of them myself. It's that cool and brand new. So it's like, okay, we got these cool things. I want one, but I don't
One of a
have one.
kind. All right.
Yeah, and you don't even have one either, Matt. So
I
uh,
know. My mind's, I'm thinking, like, what could it be?
yeah, it's like this. It's a really cool thing. It's a special thing, and so we're gonna give that away, and yeah. So I think it's gonna be cool. Michael's already put his in GDX. Well, Michael just put it in the comments of this video, and You get to claim that one. So all right, let me pull up the watch list
All
for.
right. Do you see it?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so first one is AMIX. It's $1.10. Safe to say that one was not a winner. All right. Eli Lilly, $825.21.
Okay.
Tesla, $460.40.
460
Dot 40.
at 40. Okay.
All right. Palantir, $184.25.
Oop.
ITRG is going to be $3.18. Ooh. All right. Fortinet is going to be $84.33.
$84.33. Okay.
Okay. TLT, $89.29. And T is $74.47. F and V, $223.49. Hood, 138.49. Okay. Google, 246.2.
246. Oop. 246.
Dot two.
2.
And then Netflix, 1175.32.
Okay.
Monster, which was a short, is 337.08. And then HL is $12.31.
31 cents.
Yep.
Okay. Oh man, that was close.
Okay, so we have Tesla coming in third place,
Okay.
31.6. Second place, HL, 36.3%, and Hood taking it at 38.13%. Wow.
I guess I have to look at it, but I think Hood took a nice jump today.
Yes, no.
No?
Hood is down today.
Is it down today? Okay.
Yeah, Hood's
Interesting.
down today. It's down actually 3% today.
All
So,
right. You don't want to
but
end this contest for a little bit longer.
yeah, well, we don't have overtime. We're done. But I mean, take a look at it, right? So Eli Lilly's up 13%, you know? Palantir is almost 20.
Mhm.
ITRG is 27%. And only Netflix is down. Out of the whole list, only one stock is down, which is tells you the state of the market.
Yep.
And if we take a look at these, we have AMX. I don't know what AMIX does, but we have a technology company, another technology company. I don't know what ITRG does. Another Fortnite, another technology company, TLT Bonds, NTNX. I don't know what they do. FNV. I'm not sure what they do. Franco Hood is consumer company, I guess. Google Technology, Netflix, consumer, Bitcoin, and then HL is gold. So um, the
It kind
consumer.
of, to me, it's a small sample, but it kind of tells us what people are thinking, right? A
Hmm.
lot a lot of tech in here.
There's a bunch of tech, yeah.
There's a bunch of tech.
So, and I guess that's also the nature of the game, right? We want the one that's going to shoot the highest in 1 month, not
Mhm.
over the next 20 years, but
That's
over the next
true.
one
Very true.
month.
Hmm.
It's it's hard to choose, and sometimes we get lucky, and this time Hood got it. So Valaha Cow, I hope I said that right. You are the winner. So please email us at help@optiongenius.com and we will get you your reward. It's $100 coming your way. Vahala Cow. Well, that's his YouTube name, right? That's not his real name. So,
That's not his name.
okay. All right. So, yeah, so everybody that played, we'd love to have you play again. Again, doesn't cost anything. You can enter once. Pick your best symbol, put it in the comments, and then we'll start off on Friday. Today's Wednesday, yeah. So we'll start off on Friday, and with a new board and a new stock SmackDown list. So we'll see how it goes. Um, Unfortunately, Matt, you and I are not able to participate.
I know, man. Well, I gotta live through these guys, through our
Yeah.
audience.
But we might have like, it's like, okay, you pick one and I'll pick one and then we'll see which one.
I think we should. Yeah, I think we should. Yep.
Um,
But we got to
but
pick it at the start.
yeah, at the start. At the start.
Okay.
Not
Good.
halfway in the middle.
No, not the halfway through.
What would you pick right now if you were to pick
I am going to go with MSTR for this month.
for a long?
Hmm.
You think Bitcoin is going up?
I think so
Okay.
for this month.
Hmm. Okay. Um, I have no idea. I might go with GLD.
GLD. Really? You think
I
it's
would
gonna
go with
keep
gold.
ripping?
I have no idea. I mean, you
Well,
know, you got a shutdown. We don't know when that's going to end. You got a, a rate cut that might happen. So
continuing to print money.
yeah, so that'll help small caps push them
Uh,
higher, and um, you know, and in the meantime, overseas they're still buying gold.
they certainly are.
So gold has outperformed. I think it will continue.
All
I
right.
was
Well,
talking to a friend. I was talking to a friend whose brother works at a gold shop. Like they buy and sell gold jewelry and all kinds of gold stuff, right? And they're like stuck. Like they don't know what to do because gold has gone up so much. And so the people who come to buy the gold are like, oh my God, its price is double. I'm not paying double. What are you crazy? Oh no, no, no. The ring I bought for you last year was only $1,000. Now the same ring is 2,000. What? Um, and so people are not buying gold, and then these people are afraid because what happens if gold price goes down? Like, what if I buy a whole bunch of gold right now and the price drops?
right.
I'm gonna be
I
out of
mean,
business.
not likely, but that would be like a whole you
Yeah.
know, reorder out there.
Yeah. So it's like, okay,
Which,
well,
I mean, it
well,
could happen. It can happen.
you should be trading options. You should be hedging your position with some puts.
That's right.
But yeah, these people, I mean, there's guys, they're smart. They're running these multi-million-dollar companies, trading all this gold and stuff, but they don't know hedging. So,
Right.
um, very interesting. That could be business right there. Just go out, go
Hmm.
up to these guys and be like, "Oh, hey, I'll hedge it for you. Open an
Yeah.
account.
I
I'll take care of
mean,
the hedging for you."
it just knowledge is power. It's always so, people are so close to
Hmm.
doing this.
Yeah, like people say, like, "Oh, I don't have money to trade." Okay, well, find somebody that has the money, doesn't know how to
Hmm.
trade, do it with them or do it for them.
That's right.
And so,
I just
yeah,
think of it like we go back to the guy with the Apple shares, he was like here he's so close to just knowing he has no idea the power that he has, right? And most people for the fact, right? So it's
can you
amazing. We got to
imagine?
get
Like
the
if you,
message
okay, so
across.
let me ask you, you're the
Yes.
one, you talked to him. So what happens if you had gone up to him and said, "Hey, bro, you know, you have these Apple stocks here. Let me show you. I'll trade. You do this one option trade. You can make, I don't know, what was it, like 5,000 a week or something.
Hmm.
So let's say, okay, it's 5,000 a week. You can do this. Now, obviously, he's going to be like, "Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm confused. I have to learn it." You'd be like, "You know what? I don't want you, you're on a cruise, you're enjoying your life. How about I just do it for you?" You know? I mean, there's a way with Thinkorswim or some of these other brokers where you can have access to somebody else's account. Now, you
Yeah.
cannot, and you can trade for them. You cannot wire money or change any money or anything like that, but you can actually put a trade on for them. And you set that up with this guy and you say, okay, every month, whatever you make, I want 20%.
Yeah.
You
You
know, so if
could.
so if it's 5,000 a week, that's 20 grand. It's like, okay, I'll charge you 4 grand. You pay me 4 grand. I'll make you 16 extra that you're not making right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same idea. The guy literally, I couldn't get away from him, get him away from me because I have to make that connection with him, right? And he has to understand it. So that's why I simply go through one of the strategies with him, right?
But
So
you were talking about trying to teach him how to do it.
sure, right. You could do either way. I know that.
Yeah.
Of
I'm
course,
talking
of
about
course.
like, okay, if we're just setting up
Sure.
our own business here, we don't need a,
Hmm.
I don't think you don't need a license. If the guy, you have a one-on-one agreement with this person, you don't have to have like a trading license or an SEC license or
No,
whatever.
no. People do that
Um,
all the time, I'm sure.
yeah. And you get like, three or four of these big guys because, rich people know rich people. They go to the country club, they're
Hmm.
golfing buddies, whatever. You start doing well for one person, he's gonna tell all his friends. They're gonna be
Yeah.
knocking on your door. Like,
And then
okay.
you turn into where you're like, okay, I just want to do my own.
Well, I mean, if you're making 8, 10 grand just trading other people's money, um, of course, we're not attorneys, so you want to look at the
Right.
legalities of all this
Mhm.
stuff. I know we
Yeah.
said you don't need a license, but you might need something, some disclaimers or agreements or, contracts or whatever, to make sure it's all legal. But it's definitely doable.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
And in this case, you know, with greed, people overlook things. So, like with this fellow, right? His eyes blew open. Like, oh, what? I can make how much more, right?
Once he could conceptualize it, right?
Yeah, right.
For
Once you
himself,
conceptualize
right?
it.
I could talk all day long. Be like, oh yeah, I know how to do this, great, whatever. But as soon as he makes that light bulb goes off, it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Once
what
he
have I been
sees the
doing?
dollar signs, right? Once he sees dollar
Sure.
signs, you are like the expert.
Hmm.
And he, I mean, did he like ask you your educational background or your experience level or anything like
No,
that?
we were on a food tour. I
Yeah.
mean, I literally couldn't, we had several stops after the time that I taught him,
Right.
right? That this was possible, and I couldn't even focus on the tour the rest of the tour. Because I'm trying to hear the history of Vancouver here, right?
Right.
So, I mean, he's like, hey, so can I get your number? And I'm like, oh man.
Exactly, right?
Uh,
He didn't ask you, oh yeah, how long you been doing this? What's your track record? Oh, how much experience do you have? How much money do you have? No. It's like dollar signs. Oh wow, this guy knows something I
yes.
don't. Okay, I can use this to make more money. And the greed just takes over. And so it's like,
Yeah, yeah. Everyone's greedy to some degree, to some degree.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I've never seen this, It's like, okay, hey, as a business, this would be a really cool business. It's like, hey, do you have a lot of money, but you don't know how to make more from it? Let me take a crack at it, and I'll keep
Right.
if I do well, you do well, kind of thing. That'd be interesting.
Yep. It's always
But
I
if you
always
get,
have to put the Franklin Templeton. I think it's they come on, they're like, well, if my client does better, I do better. It's like one of those.
right. But I mean, for like, if you have somebody with that many shares,
Right. They're really like, what have I been doing? Right. I mean, how
it's fine. You don't know. I mean, the guy's doing well. He's on a boat.
Mhm.
He's retired. He's fine. Right? He's doing well.
He's done the
But
basics well. He's done the basics,
he
right?
left money on the table.
Options are turbo boosters, you know? It just juices your whole portfolio. Just oof.
Mm-hmm.
So many people just don't know. They don't know. And that's why we're here.
That's over here, yeah. But I'm
Yeah,
thinking we're doing it the wrong way.
probably,
We're here,
probably.
we're here doing this free live, just talking. We should be like out there, we're like, hey guy, give me 20% of whatever you make.
But
And I'll sell one put option for you every month.
helping people is what it's all about.
Oh my.
Really. Come
Sell
on, at the
one,
end of
I'll
the
sell
day,
one put option for you every month and I'll keep 20% of that.
you can do both, Alan.
We could. Now you got me thinking.
All good, but like
No,
it's
I
just so
learned.
it's amazing to me, and it's really the most fulfilling feeling of having a light bulb go off in someone else, right? That it's all possible, you know? And what they're like, how have I not been taught this? Or how is it, and how can it be that simple? It's not easy, right? It's not easy, but um it's doable, right? And that changes people's lives.
Hmm. And it's not rocket science.
No, it is not.
It's not.
But we have this conception that overall conception that it is very difficult,
Yep.
right? And only a certain part of society can do it, right? That's what we're trying to fix.
Yep. Okay. All right. So, we got our winner. Forgot the name of it.
Wahala Kaio.
Valhalla Kaio.
Wahala CAO.
All right.
Kao.
So, if you're listening, help at optiongenius.com. Reach out to us, and we'll get you your $100. And then, for those of you who are participating in the October SmackDown, which there's no reason not to, right? Just put your name in. Just put the same ticker symbol in there. Um, and we will start tracking that on Wednesday or Thursday, Friday. Friday.
Friday.
Friday. Yeah. Cool
Friday.
beans. All right. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your comments.
Like
And
and subscribe,
like and
please.
subscribe, please. Yes, our numbers are going up, so thank you. The more people like it and subscribe it, then the more YouTube shows it to other people, and we're slowly getting numbers up.
Getting the
So,
engine moving here.
yep. And then that's another thing. Like, we talk about a lot of the some of the topics here, like threshold stocks and whatnot. Um, we'll be able to go a lot deeper in the club. You know. Um, So I'm thinking about making that a whole section in the club. Like for example, like we talked about app, right? App Lovin,
Yep.
it crossed $600 and oh, it's at $700 today. What? Did it just cross another one?
Did the government take a stake in it?
So I think I mentioned it when it crossed 600 and then it just crossed 700 2 days ago.
Well, we were joking. I remember we were joking that it was hanging at 666.
Right, right. Right. Which was 10%, right? So it's already
Yeah.
went up 10%, but now it closed above 700 2 days ago, on Monday. And so now it's set to go for another 10%. So 770. Right now it's at 704. So let's see how long it takes to get there.
All right.
But
Here we
these
go.
are the things like we'll be talking in the club. Like I was thinking, okay, I've been doing research into these threshold stocks, and I was like, okay, I want to do a workshop. I want to teach everything, and da 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 da. And I was talking to Trish, who is on our team, and she's like, can we just focus on one thing first? I'm like, okay, what do you mean? She goes, we're working on the club. Let's launch the club. You can do your workshop later. I'm like, oh, but it's so
I
interesting.
know. She's good at keeping us on the road, you know?
Yeah, so she's the one that set the deadline. She said, "We got to get it done. We got to get it launched. People need this. Why are we dilly-dallying? Let's get it done." It's like, yes, okay. So that's why, she set the deadline. By the end of the month, everything's going to be ready and we're going to be launched. So I'm finishing up whatever content that I have to put in different levels, and then she's going to be loading it all up, and then she's doing the back end, which is the way it looks, the way it feels, the payment processing, and oh, you're in level 3. Okay, you gotta take this quiz. Once you pass, then you get access to level 4, and all that has to be automated. So all that work is being done.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Hopefully that'll be a lot of fun. And for you, my friend, you'll be doing a lot more trades.
I know. I'm
So
ready.
it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, because we're gonna go right now. We have no naked puts, we have no naked covered calls, we have no like a stock list that we like. So we're gonna be rolling out the whole thing. So it's like a whole passive portfolio. Like A to Z, this is what we're doing. Um, so it's gonna be fun.
Indeed.
Cool beans. All right. Thank you. And we'll see you all on Friday for SmackDown October
Number two.
number two, and let's see how it goes. Cool
All
beans.
right.
All right. Take care.